Aris, could you please drop in the group that we are doing a session?
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, to be honest, most of the players are already here.
Yeah, we're just missing David, really.
It's
Or
so
Telt.
weird. It's so weird that you say David.
I mostly say it because I hear his family saying it so often, so it just gets stuck.
Yeah, it's just like the man has so many names. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to a little bit of a special session from the Moonstruck campaign.
Oh, there's no at everyone.
Oh yeah.
Just have to
Oh
do
shit!
everyone manually.
Striker's in chat. Striker. Strike note.
Actually, the only person I need to tag, now that I think about it, is just Striker anyway.
And he's in chat. So I need to lower your voice. You're very loud. So weirdly enough, OBS like it like picks you
Oh,
up by a lot.
I just realized that if he's in chat, then Striker, join the VC.
Yeah, join the VC forehead. Right, Aris, could you say something?
Peter Piper picked a barrel full of pickled peppers.
Alright. I cannot say that, but let's just assume that I balance your voice correctly.
Alrighty.
Actually, for that matter, Ember, are you here?
Yes.
Could you say, like, test 3 times or something?
Test, test, test.
Okay.
Discover the new.
What the fuck? Anyway, Ember, could you say test 3 times again?
Test, test, test.
Oh my fucking god, you just got louder. What the fuck? Ember, could you do that again?
Test, test, test.
To lower you a little bit further. Okay, give me a second. Test, test, test. Okay, Ember, could you do it?
Test, test, test.
Okay, perfect. I'm really sorry. I wish I could just like easily do this, but like there's
It's
no
fine.
easy. Also, weirdly enough, you're like really quiet for me right now. But on OBS, it picks you up like you are like fucking in the red zone. Before.
I don't know.
I don't understand this shit, man. Anyway, so back to the actual session. Also, Striker says still at work for stupid reasons. Aris,
Yes.
did you hear me?
Yes.
Do you like avocados?
No.
Okay, so he can say something other than yes. He's not a complete yes man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
Anyway.
Can you repeat the question?
Anyway, Aris,
Yes.
do you remember what happened last time?
Yes.
Could you please tell us?
So do I have to like do a full recap of the previous session, or
The relevant,
just the important?
the relevant things why we are where we are here right now and why we're doing a session with just one person.
Long story short,
It's
we
all
yes, essentially. Long story short, we finally decided to come back to the ocean resort and relax because we pretty much essentially saved the world twice now, and our characters are at least they've deserved it. They earned it. And the characters that were complaining about the quiet and the boring realized that after fighting Yveltal, yeah, you know what? Maybe the boring wasn't so bad.
What you're telling me that fighting a god of destruction and death kinda makes you wanna cherish your free time and relaxing.
No, no way. So yeah, so we finally just got everyone on board with the whole relaxing for a bit thing and actually taking some time off. And that's exactly what we started doing. Mono's character, of course, keeps going on about this therapy thing nobody wants to do but him. Our characters express it to him very openly that we do not want to do this with him. He can go ahead and do that if he wants. My character goes to the beach, starts spending some time with Fracture. They really enjoy their time sunbathing. It's nice, it's quiet. No, the world doesn't feel like it's falling apart for once. Agron decided he was going to take his family back to Mount Horn, where they are near where well, they are the guardians of the Sun Temple, essentially. So, yeah, on the way there, he had a bunch of things that he wanted to do with them to pretty much like uh, build up his relationship with them, considering that he's kind of been a bit apathetic to them. There was a lot he wanted to do, but no, of course, Mono, or I guess his character Toucanon, decided to make the decision for us as to what we were doing that day. Forced us all, yes, but then Mono happened. Forced us all to this therapy session by using a recall trap. And before any of our characters could say, dude, we don't want to do this and leave, of course, because sleep is bullshit, we were all put to sleep and put into a dreamscape for therapy that was literally forced upon us. And there's nothing we can do about it.
All right. Do you remember the start of your dream?
Yes. Mine started with apparently Garchomp in some weird, nice clothes. And I believe it was like, I think you said it was like hand knitted clothing or something like that.
Yeah.
And sitting at a table in like a cabin with like a cup of tea in front of me, if I recall correctly.
Yes. But can you imagine Garchomp drinking
He actually has, remember?
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't
With
fit.
Primarina.
It doesn't fit, man. It's
No,
like
not really.
it's like a JoJo character drinking tea, man. And I think they actually did that
You're not
in the
wrong.
very first JoJo, because they were British.
Yeah.
If you're for Arctic Fox, that says hi, Mono's character needs to have all the items taken away that can cause any kind of trouble.
So everything he owns.
Everything. Everything, and the NPCs.
And the problem with that is, whenever we get into combat, he has a certain move that will let him take items from other enemies that he could use to cause more chaos.
Does he still have that, actually?
I think he still has that move.
Yeah, he does,
Yep.
actually. He does. Mono is the single most resourceful player I have ever had in my life. Which is both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
But yes, are you ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright. Well, I have to move everyone. I wish there would not be that weird delay on like picking things up. It slows things down. Alright, Garchomp.
Yes.
Like I said, open your eyes and you're not where you were before. You're definitely not on a tropical island. You're definitely not in in a room with many other Pokemon. You're definitely not smelling the incense that was in the air. No. What enters your nostrils is the smell of tea. A very specific kind of tea. So you cannot really put the smell into a specific shelf. So it is not a bad kind of tea. You are sitting at a table, and on the table you can see that there's all kinds of parchment. Seems you have been working on things. Nice.
Yeah, I was just like, huh. As in, I'm listening.
What would your character do? Yeah, basically, you're looking at a wall. By the way, on the wall, there's a lot of like white-ish, slightly yellow parchments with strange drawings on them.
Right now, he's kind of just spending the first several minutes fuming.
Well, if you're gonna spend your first several minutes fuming, the tea is gonna go cold.
He's not interested in the tea in the slightest.
Oh.
In fact, the fact that the tea is there actually it feels like an affront to him right now because he is in an enraged state that he's being forced to do this. So the first thing he's probably going to do is flip the table.
You wish to flip the table?
Yes.
Well, you flip the table, all the parchments, all of the messages, and all kinds of contracts just fall across the floor, and the table is flipped, and the tea is spilled.
And then his next action is to punch the wall.
You punch the wall. The drawings that were on the wall fall down as you punch it real hard and you make a hole in it. The first thing that actually surprises you is you fell dead.
He's not worried about pain right now. All he's worried about is just trying to get his frustrations out.
Well, what I mean by it is, you don't usually feel pain in a dream.
Yeah, at that he would immediately just assume it's some sort of psychic BS that Hypno is forcing them or putting them through.
So, the thing that you have caused has shaken the room a little bit, as you would imagine a massive Garchomp would.
Yes.
Would you look around?
Are you?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, what are those weird voices every time from you?
My phone just randomly deciding to start like playing YouTube.
Why?
I don't know. It's being weird. I'm just gonna turn it off.
He turns off the phone. Anyway.
Yes, my phone is off.
So you would look around, right?
Yes.
You look around and you find yourself in a room. It's actually really cozy. It's some kind of study. You can see shelves with books. You can on one of the walls you can see that there's newspaper clippings talking about things. You even find yourself in one side of the room. There is even like a little chimney area with a little bit of wood that is warming the room. Yeah.
Well, he's definitely taking in like the sights real quickly, but he's not really like he's too angry to try to like get details like reading things or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the next thing he's pretty much going to do is he's just going to say, Hypno, I am not interested in your game.
You hear something akin to a jingle of small bells coming from somewhere below you. Way below you.
With a deep, annoyed sigh, he says, Whatever this is, just end it.
Just hear the jingle again.
I don't know if you know this, but none of us had any interest in doing your little game here but Toucanon, and you can't just force this upon us. We want nothing to do with this or you. At least I don't.
Jingle happens again.
He is blatantly ignoring it, knowing that that's exactly what Hypno wants him to do.
Alright.
Is there something outside the cottage that he can see through the windows?
But there's no window in this room. You're definitely in some kind of like inner like chamber, basically. A study, basically. The only light here is from candles that are around.
What's through the hole I punched in the wall?
A tree. You punch a hole into the trunk of a tree. There's more tree.
Oh.
Oh my god, it's all
he's-
trees?
Always has been.
There's a certain part of you that probably looks at the hole and is like, shit man, someone's gonna have to fix that.
No, because there's also that part of him that knows none of this is real and he doesn't care.
Oh? How do you know it's not real? I mean, don't usually feel pain in a dream.
Well, no, but he knows that a psychic Pokemon is involved, and psychic Pokemons can likely simulate pain.
I don't know. You have any experience with psychic Pokemon?
He has lots of experience with Espeon.
I wouldn't say that's a lot of experience. I mean, I don't think she's ever caused you pain.
No, but she's definitely done a lot of psychic mumbo jumbo, reading her mind and his mind and whatnot. And he's also very well traveled, so he's likely heard stories too
Yeah,
about
like
what psychics can do.
yeah. The thing about psychics is that depending on the Pokemon, they can do just about anything with you.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
what would you do? There is a door that you can go through, and you know the room is still there. You did mess it up a little bit, you know, like gosh, what a mess.
he does not care about the mess.
And the tea
And
is
he-
and the tea is really sad.
He steps on the teacup.
Wow.
As of right now, he's at that point where the fact that he was forced to do this is so absolutely abhorrent. He wants to specifically do anything and everything to get out of it, and specifically not do anything that Hypno would want him to do.
Okay.
So his next act would probably be to just start cutting his own way out through the wall where he punched.
Alright, which wall are you attacking? You have a wall to your west, wall to your east, and you have the chimney wall to the north. Please don't attack the chimney wall, it looks really nice. Please don't attack it.
Well, it's not so much what I would want to attack, it's what Garchomp would want to attack, and he wants to pretty much just ruin this whole thing because he doesn't want anything to do with it.
It literally has a little sculpture of a Doduo above the fire, man. Please don't do it.
Well, I hate to say it, but he would want to just ruin the place, so that's probably where he would go.
Oh no. Well, just start going monkey on the chimney wall, ruining it, you fucking monster. God,
As if it matters.
it matters to me. Well, you start bopping it, and then you break through it, and you find yourself in a different room. Oh, more like, you know, your claw hands find themselves in a different room. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this
Well.
is some kind of bedroom, and you can actually see a window now. This bedroom has one really big, not actually a hay bed, but actually like a proper, like, cotton bed. One that you
Huh.
would usually see with, a little bit of rich Pokemon. That sort of thing is kind of expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you can see that there's, a couple tables that have all kinds of, like, strange things, also normal things. There's a half-eaten apple there. There is a nice carpet on the ground, by the way. That seems to have been weaved from 3 different pieces of wool.
Hmm.
The bed looks very big, by the way, like, too big for you.
Well, he's going to. He would try to throw the bed through the wall.
Guys, I no longer like this session.
Yeah, this is kind of what I expected.
I no longer like this.
This is Garchomp enraged.
Mono,
'Cause-
tell him something.
Because, like I said, I don't want him to just end up being another version of me. And I can't entirely justify continuing to make him just brush things off his shoulder like I normally would. So he's not going to take this sitting down.
Alright, which
Lunch break is over. I wish you good luck.
I have literally no idea what Mono said. He sounds like
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, your mic, man.
I have a feeling the
lunch
longer this
break is
goes on,
over.
the more danger that Hypno is in as well.
I mean,
Oh.
to be honest, the Hypno is completely safe. But yes, Aries, so you wish to toss the bed, right?
Yep, he's going to throw it through the window.
The window offers no resistance as the window just flies through.
Good. And then as soon as then he's gonna flip the tables.
Oh,
And then when he's done, he's going to pretty much chop and kick his way out the window. Because why should he why should he be forced to jump through it?
You are not even gonna look out before you do that?
Nope, he's just going.
Alright. So you are smacking your way through the window area, right?
Yep.
Without looking, without thinking.
Yep.
As you do that, you fall through.
Alrighty.
And you fall from the third floor. Down.
Ah. I'm gonna guess that's gonna take an athletics check to land.
Yes.
How did I know?
Fuck. Guys, he went off script in like 5 seconds. This is a new Academy record.
Yep. When was the last time you tried to invite a Garchomp to therapy?
Well, something tells me that Hypno is definitely gonna take this into consideration for future Garchomps. Though, thankfully, he usually doesn't get Garchomps. He's channeling his true Garchomp nature. Yep. I mean, Hypno is gonna point that out. Alright. Garchomp,
Yes.
you land on snow. You don't fall as much as you land. It's been quite some time since you have felt snow. You're kind of
Yeah.
overwhelmed by it. It doesn't make you. It doesn't feel good on your body, even through the clothes that you are wearing.
Yeah, the last time he probably would have seen snow would have been when he was on the continent of Mist.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something inside you that just doesn't like this at all. Denies it completely. Hates it.
Yup.
No
He
good.
hates every bit of this, and especially knowing that this is all just a dreamscape that he's being forced to go through.
So standing up, would he finally look around?
Yes, he is going to start looking around now.
So, you look around and you can see what appears to be a forest. A snowed over forest. And the weather is pretty bad, you know, it is snowing. Not exactly like snowstorming, but it's definitely snowing. And this building that you started in appears to be on a hill. And you are overseeing a town. Strangely nostalgic town in the distance. A town that feels like a town you know, but it looks different.
It looks like an evolved Capim town.
Possibly. But that doesn't make any sense, Garchomp. Because do you remember where Capim is?
Yeah.
You know what they don't get?
Snow.
Yes. The one
Except,
time... Yeah, the one time they got snow was when a fucking aspect of winter was there.
Yeah. Does he at least like still see the harbor? Does he see the guild?
You do see the harbor, but it's bigger. And there's a lot of Pokemon there currently waiting. You can see that there's 3 different Laprases, lots of boats, both in harbor and moving about in very icy water.
Garchomp's just gonna like shake his head at that. He's just gonna say, God, if this is what you think I want.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna start like looking at the building that he just jumped out of.
Well, you can actually recognize what building this is. It is actually in Capim. It's one of the nicer buildings. You actually know exactly what building this is, though it does look different. Apparently you renovated it a little bit. This is the building that Glamnyao used to own.
Huh.
Yes, you messed up her bedroom and her, you know, her study. Good work, you monster.
Yeah, but he does not care. He knows this isn't really her house.
I mean, it is. It looks different.
It's just a figment of her house.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But yeah, what would you do? You're standing outside of the house. You are pretty sure you're like in the southern area of the where the house is.
He's going to actually look at the building and try to find its structural supports.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Okay, do me a logic check.
Okay. Well, I guess good luck with that, Garchomp. You want to know how much logic he has?
I don't know.
1.
Oh.
Well, he got that 1 pass.
You do not know how buildings work.
Same.
I mean, same. So Striker says, did my zebra go off script from the get-go to red flag? Yes.
Yes.
So you're a star zebra, that's kinda expected.
Trying to think now what an enraged Garchomp who doesn't want to be here would do. I guess other than just like thrashing at the building, trying to tear it apart from the ground up. Just
I love
anything
this
and
session already.
anything and everything he can do to get his point across to Hypno that he wants out of here.
I like watching Ares be a rage elemental.
Elemental, right. Give me a moment to seek out a model. Gosh, please tell me. There we go. So you're kind of like going about, you know, doing some thrashing and such, you know, like the
Just, like,
Beatles.
Tearing out chunks of the wall in an attempt to demolish the entire building.
And as you are
Because he does have dual chop and slash, which are both really good at breaking down structures.
so Garchomp,
Yes.
as they are doing that, you hear a voice behind you saying, Garchomp?
He would just like barely peek behind himself.
Is some kind of Mightyena?
Oh god, is it Lupus?
Difficult to say. You've never seen this Mightyena, you know. It's definitely a female Mightyena that is wearing very strange paw band. And seems to have what appears to be guild equipment, though looking different than you remember. You can see that there's many combat scars upon this Mightyena.
That would give him just enough pause to distract him for a moment from his thrashing at the house. And let me guess, you're Lupus.
She tilts her head and says, who else would Lupus be?
He kind of just rolls his eyes and sighs. Then just like looks up to the sky and says, really? You're gonna try to play my friends against me?
She's going to approach you. And she's going to attempt to put one of her paws on one of your legs and say, Garchomp.
He jumps
okay?
back.
That makes her definitely be at, you know, in alert state now.
He kind of just like shakes his head and says, no, no, no. This is all just some messed up dream. I am not interested in your games, Hypno.
Does Lupus have to get Audino for you?
He at this point he would just not wanting to deal with Lupus because even in a dreamscape, there's no way he could hurt her. And he knows, like, he'd probably just like start walking off.
She's going to be following and just say, Garchomp.
He just shakes his head and continues walking.
As you are walking some more, she just yells, Garchomp.
You're not. No. And then he's just going to bolt.
She's gonna bolt after you. She's really fast, by the way.
Well,
Like,
he's gonna put his full speed into it.
she keeps up.
All.
Garchomp, roll me a vitality check.
Oh boy. Uh, 3 plus crit.
Okay. Garchomp.
Yes.
As you are bolting, you suddenly can feel the warmth of paws around your neck as Lupus very obviously jumped on you mid-bolting and pushed you into the ground. In a weirdly well choreographed manner, like she's done this before.
He would pretty much like try to roll atop to pin her.
Alright, do me a strength check.
Straight strength.
Yes, this is strength.
Okay. Oh damn. Okay.
Alright, you managed to overpower her.
Like he would like kind of growl deeply at first, but just looking at her, he is unable to stay angry for long
Garchomp?
because it's his childhood friend, pretty much.
Garchomp?
Yes.
When you overpower her and push her underneath you, she actually looks... She has like a legitimate worry and fear in her eyes. There doesn't seem to be a worry and fear of someone who doesn't exist. You're pretty sure Hypno never felt this in his... He should not be able to mimic it.
I mean, I'm sure he would just pretty much see it as he's sure Hypno has seen plenty of worry and fear in his life,
Those?
even if he hasn't experienced it himself.
It just seems really real.
That definitely would cause him to take like several deep breaths.
Like, you can smell the wet fur on her. That's how real this seems.
Then after a moment, he would just like get up and point back towards the town and just say, "Go."
You will slowly get up, and looking at you, she's just gonna say, Lupus is gonna get Odino.
You do that.
Garchomp?
He doesn't look at her.
Garchomp, I'm sorry.
Don't. Just don't.
I know. It wasn't your fault, you know.
Whatever this is, I don't want to hear it.
Yep, she not actually gonna say anything. With a little bit of a... You're pretty sure you did kind of wound one of her legs because she is walking in a very pained way back towards Kapim.
That definitely would get his heart to like pound a little bit. Just the sight of seeing her in pain.
By the
But he
way,
kind of just shake.
now that you had her underneath you, you could actually see that she definitely looks much worse for wear. Like, one of her ears was very obviously bitten off. And she has marks that only could have been done by either steel moves or blades. And most importantly, you remember Lupus definitely not being Mighty now.
Oh yeah. He's just summing that up to the fact that this is all just some game by Hypno.
But why? And how?
He doesn't know or understand it, and he doesn't care. He's just angry. But as soon as she's out of sight, he's just gonna take off again further and further away from town.
Alright, which direction are you going?
Probably northward.
Alright. Alright, you're walking.
Oh no, he's not walking. He is like full booking it as
Right.
quickly as he can.
Alright, you're booking it. You be going, boy. In the snow.
He wants to get far enough away that the whole emanation of lupus can't catch back up with him.
Well, she's definitely not catching you right now considering you fucked up her leg.
That is fair.
But yeah, eventually you are so far away that, you know, you are basically by that crossroad. You know, the one that, like, leads, towards, like, the road towards Treasure Town, one that leads, further south towards, everything that's to the south of Kapim.
So, you've seen, Forrest Gump, right?
Yes.
Well, Garchomp is angrily channeling his inner Forrest Gump right now, and he's just going. He's not stopping to take in the scenery. He's not, like, specifically going anywhere in particular. He's just running.
Any specific direction or just going forward of the road?
Well, as of right now, I've kind of just determined he's going north.
Okay.
But with no specific aim in mind.
How long would he be doing this for?
As long as his, body will allow.
Run, Garchomp, run!
Yes, literally.
Alright. You're gonna be fucking going. Like, how much vitality do you have? Fair amount.
Yes.
So
But
you
yeah,
are. Go on.
I was just gonna say, especially considering, he knows that Hypno is trying to play his feelings against him, especially using his best friend against him, he wants to get as far away from there as he possibly can.
Alright. You are going for quite some time. You're pretty sure you are just full speed sprinting for like half an hour. And eventually, you do actually have to slow down. Eventually, it does catch up to you. Your legs are burning. They are both cold and burning at the same time.
Once it gets to that point where his muscles start to ache so bad that he is essentially being forced to slow down and take a breath, he'd just stop, lean up against a tree with one wing, and just look up again and say, "Get me out of here, Hypno."
Don't hear anything.
And after 30 seconds to catch his breath, he'd just start walking then.
So where are you walking? You don't entirely know where you are. You are somewhere on the road between Treasure City and Kapim.
Well, he's just gonna keep walking. He doesn't have any aim in mind at all. He just wants to keep going until he eventually wakes up in the real world. That's kind of his whole plan right now. Randomly chopping down trees along the way out of frustration.
Alright. Oh, Garchomp.
Yes.
As they're just kinda rampaging about, you will see and hear something moving from the north.
His eyes would immediately snap to the sound.
Could be some kind of vehicle, like a cart.
He would look at who's pulling it.
Is the Pokemon. Give me a second. So I wrote his name. I didn't write what the fuck the Pokemon is called. Sorry.
It's all good. Would Garchomp even know his name?
Well, no, that's because I'm stupid and he fucking wrote the name, but not the Pokemon.
Oh, so the other way around. Okay.
Yes. This is me being stupid.
We all have our moments.
The card is being pulled by a Pokemon that is known as Stantler. It's a deer.
Ah. Well, unless there's...
They definitely
go ahead.
stop when they see you rampaging about.
Garchomp would just stare in his direction for several seconds. And once he takes everything in, if he doesn't see anything interesting about it, he's just gonna keep going on his way.
Well, you will see that on the card itself, there's a group of Pokemon. They're all looking at you right now.
Oh?
Yes. They look like what kind of appears to be you would probably call them like an explorers team, maybe a guild team. Who knows?
Like a survey team, maybe?
Maybe. Probably not survey
Hmm.
because they're flying those weird armbands again.
The same one that Lupus was wearing?
Yes.
That would definitely actually rekindle his anger a little bit there.
Yeah, they don't look like they want to talk to you. They look like they're a little bit worried. They're all like first evolution Pokemon.
Well, the fact that they're not in his way is what matters. And he's just going to turn his head back away from them again and continue, just walking through the forest and occasionally, demolishing a tree here and there. He's just going to ignore them.
Oh.
Because he wants to give Hypno as little fuel as he possibly can.
Okay, Aris?
Yes.
I have a problem.
Alright.
I do not know what to do.
Yeah, we're
You
kind of in
are-
the same mindset here.
Well, the problem is like you know, as a DM, you kind of create events, you create thingies, right? And then, either you are, very improv heavy, and then basically, I have events. You're basically just bulldozing through my events, quite literally.
Yeah, I would just like to let you know, I don't mean to do that, personally.
I mean,
out
that's
of,
nice and all, but
out of character.
it technically doesn't matter because I do not know what to do.
I personally don't know what to do either. That's actually kind of where I'm at. Because Garchomp doesn't want to interact with any of this. He just wants out of this dreamscape and back into the real world.
You do
And
realize
he hasn't figured out the only way out is to actually interact with things.
you do realize that you're not in a dream, right?
He doesn't realize that.
Wow, Garchomp is really stupid.
Well, he does have one logic, so...
I guess.
And let's see what his smart is.
Well, yeah,
Let's see.
what's your smart?
It is a
Oh no.
ribbon boosted 2.
Oh no.
Good night.
Oh,
I'm dead.
night,
Good night, Ember.
night, Ember.
He is not a smart Pokemon.
Yeah, okay, so, guess it goes on.
So I guess,
Ooh.
I guess the question would be, what would happen after several hours of this rampage? Eventually he's going to collapse and fall unconscious because... Yeah. So I guess the question would be, what would happen after a Garchomp in the middle of the forest falls unconscious?
See,
From...
the problem with that is, with your vitality, you would actually probably make it all the way to, like, Treasure City. Because not only do you have very high vitality, you are also fast as fuck, boy. Well, I was
That's
actually
fair.
thinking that Lupus is not gonna be able to fucking do that bounce thing that she did. She managed by one die.
Sounds about right. Well, then I guess after he gets frustrated, let's say the limit of his mental capacity then, since he only has two smart, once he reaches the limit of his mental capacity, he would kind of just like stop because he could only be like angry for so long before it all just starts to seem pointless. And he would kind of just decide whether or not if he just wants to sit there and wait or just like bury himself. Though he would probably go for like just getting so annoyed that he'd just bury himself in the ground because it's cold.
Okay, you bury yourself in the ground.
And he would just wait for something to happen.
How long would he wait?
Good question. I guess probably a few hours before he starts getting bored, so I'll say 3 hours.
Yeah, you wait 3 hours and then nothing happens. Literally buried by a road. Wow, that's dark.
uh, I'm not entirely sure what he would do at this point.
Yeah,
Because he would eventually get bored.
yeah, like you are just in the situation, you know, and I can only react to what you are doing. And I've given you plenty of events that you disregarded, so like I don't know what I can do.
After the 3 hours is up, he eventually gets to the point of boredom and not knowing what else to really do that Hypno would want him to do. He just decides, you know what, if he's gonna make such a hyper realistic world, Garchomp's just gonna pass the time by going to a dojo.
Oh, what dojo? You're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, he can pretty easily make it to Treasure City because he wants to avoid Cap'n Town because he definitely does not want to see any of his friends in this what he sees as a dreamscape. So he wants to avoid all of his friends as much as he can, so he's going to go to Treasure City.
So, Garchomp,
Yes.
you continue your journey to Treasure City. And as you continue your journey, you are pretty sure that some of the trees that you are currently passing by, you've seen them before. And looking around, the scenery does look similar to what you have seen.
So, like, he's seeing trees that he's knocked down along his previous path.
No, as in, you are pretty sure you are actually about to come up onto the crossroads again. Which makes no sense because you were constantly moving north. This is that whatever Hypno has done, you may have found the limit.
Then his next thought would be, of course you only created an image of Cap'n Town.
Well, he did create the image of Cap'n Town and like 10 surrounding kilometers, you know.
Then his next act would be to find the tallest tree he can possibly find and climb to the top to look around.
Alright. Is there any tree in this area that can handle Garchomp? I mean, yeah, actually. You know, this area, it has a really big tree, after all. Alright,
It
Garchomp.
is the continent of grass.
You climb the tree. And as you climb the tree, you look around. Yeah, it's mostly the Capim area as you remember, you know. Trees. The road looks much nicer, even though it's kind of hard to see. But, you know, you were walking through it. That means you moved it away the snow. You can see that the road is now made out of stone. Progress.
Huh.
Yeah.
Civilization.
In the distance, you can see what it looks like Capim. You can see a new flag flying over the guild building.
What does it look like?
It is the same as the armbands. Which is basically a green flag with a leaf on it.
Would he recognize that?
You know that it is generally kind of the flag of continental grass.
So the guild itself doesn't have its own flag.
Yep.
Okay. He would then, like, realizing that this is not his, actual body, he'd look through his inventory real quick
You don't...
to see if he has any of those weird things.
See, the weird thing is, you know how last time you had, like, you know, a badge and, like, you know, equipment for a guild member?
Mm-hmm.
You have none of that. You literally just have clothes, and not even warm clothes, by the way. You definitely were not wearing something that should be in this weather.
Huh. And he doesn't have any actual items at all?
Nope. Hell, you don't even have a bag right now.
Huh. After looking in the direction of Capim Town, he would then, like, kind of just change directions and look toward Treasure City and see if he, like, can at least spot it in the distance, or if it's just, like...
It is too snowy. Also, now that you have experienced what you have experienced, you're pretty sure the Treasure City is not actually out there.
Hmm.
Actually, with
As
that,
much as-
with you, you know, like being able to kind of gauge how far you've gone, you're pretty sure that this like barely touches the EV village. Probably not even like a Puchena area.
Huh. So there are limits to the psychic powers.
So,
Well, that's pretty much gonna be his first thought. Then I guess what he would probably do next then would be he would do his best to, like, just keep himself busy then.
oh, how?
Well, he doesn't want to interact with any of the Pokemon here because he like would assume that talking to anyone is just going to end with them trying to teach him some sort of lesson. So he's just going to go to, like, he's going to attempt to sneak back into Captain, but head for the dojo.
Alright. Well, do me a stealth check. That's Dexterity Survival Stealth.
Yep, I got it.
You can kind of see why I needed a lot of time for this, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so as we are sneaking back, you can see that Lupus is actually looking for you. Together with being tailed by Audino and a couple others you do not recognize.
What Pokemon are they?
You can see that there is one Pidgeotto, and you can also see that there is a Zigzagoon, so strange black and white one.
Ah, so your favorite kind.
Actually, weirdly enough, it's weird. Like I kind of prefer normal, though I don't actually like Zigzagoon at all. I actually prefer Lino.
Oh, I know. But I just remember from your preferences list, when you had the option to pick between two Zigzagoons, you chose the dark type Zigzagoon.
It's because it's more interesting because it has more lore behind it, mostly.
That's fair.
But yeah, like if it was for Linon, I would be like, oh yeah, no.
Yes, I do love the known.
I don't like the idea of a spiky Linon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's a fairy.
But yeah, you actually managed to sneak by them into well, you stand in front of what you remember was the Howlucha's dojo, right?
Uh-huh.
It is not a Howlucha's dojo anymore.
Whose dojo is it?
It is not a dojo at all.
Oh.
Yeah. It has a big log door, and in front of it is a guard.
Does it look like a bank or something?
No, it looks... You don't actually know what it looks. You know that it has two spears above it? And it has like a little totem that has like a... it looks like a... what's the evolution? Typhlosion. The totem looks like a Typhlosion that has like a fire in its belly.
Hmm. Is that something that Garchomp could recognize?
No.
With that, he would like kind of just quietly like sigh in frustration at the non-existence of the dojo.
The guard. He has a,
Yeah.
he has a funny metal head.
I know exactly the image you're going for on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you could easily overpower this Totodile. The boy would never stand a chance.
Well, if it's not the dojo, then he's not interested in going in there. So I guess his last resort then would be to just get blackout drunk. So then he would next just sneak off towards Meowsticks.
Alright. Hey, do me another stealth check.
And he's just gonna pray that Hypno can simulate good booze.
Alright. You make your way to Meowsticks. To your surprise, it is still there.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah, you make your way inside. On the inside, there's a lot of Pokemon here, most of which are wearing that weird armband again. You know, wherever they can. Some wear it as a scarf, some wear it as an armband, you know, depending on the Pokemon. Now, do you remember Meowsticks' place usually?
Oh yeah, he's been there many times.
So you remember that the atmosphere in her place is usually pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere is solemn. Solemn, and most of the Pokemon here are mostly just like drinking for the sake of drinking.
Well, once he's inside and out of sight, he would just end up joining them.
Alright. So what would you do? Oh, by the way, when you like join the locals, most of them are just going to look at you and just like nod their head or just say hi.
If they have one of those weird armbands, he would kind of just like grunt a little bit and just continue ignoring them.
Yeah, apparently everyone knows you here, by the way.
Of course they. Well, I mean, of course they do.
Well, you see, the problem is you don't recognize basically anyone here.
Well, yes, but as far as he's concerned, it's just that it's something that Hypno did. He just made it so everyone knows him.
But yeah, would you go to the bar itself?
Yep, he would sit at the front bar.
Alright. So, at the front bar, a Drapian walks up to you and just says, "Alright, what is it gonna be today, Garchomp?"
He would kind of just stare for a moment and say, "No, Meowstick."
He looks down, he looks at you and says, "I see you have one of your episodes again."
He just like shakes his head, sighs, and just says, "Whatever, just give me your strongest."
Usual. Yeah, you need to prepare it for you. Then offer it to you.
He downs the whole thing in like 2 seconds.
Okay, do me a wit check.
Go.
Alright. You get a little bit tipsy, but you don't. It doesn't shake you too. Wow, Meowstick's place really has stronger shit now.
He would definitely like take a deep breath, but he would just tap the counter.
The Drapian looks at you and says, you know I cannot give you too much, right?
Says who?
There's a Garchomp. Do I understand what situation you're putting me in?
He just looks flatly at him.
Again, probably should talk to Odino and just like have that treated. Whatever. Here we go. He makes you another one.
And he just downs it.
So, hey, do me a wit check.
Ah, there we go. That's more like what we're going for.
All right. So, Garchomp,
Yes.
you get drunk. You are not like, you're not like unconscious or anything. You're also not like super drunk, but you're definitely drunk. Again, Garchomp's a little bit more resistant to alcohol. It is poison after all.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say they
Garchomp,
do.
do me a alert check with -2 to your roll.
Already. Okay, so that. Okay. That's surprisingly low for me.
Something. All right. Aries,
Yes.
you see an attack going your way from your side.
An attack?
Yes. A strange prismatic ball basically is going your way from across the entire Meowsticks bar. You have enough time to dodge.
Well, he definitely is gonna try.
Alright, roll me evasion.
Alright.
It's dexterity fight evasion.
I'm
Again,
aware.
-2.
Let me just do. So that'd be 29 minus 2, so I have 29. Okay.
Alright, you manage to evade the shot as it flies by you and somewhat harmlessly hits the wall and doesn't do anything to the wall.
He's gonna look at who tried to send it at him.
In the doorway. By the way, the entire bar is now like dead quiet, and most of the Pokemon hiding under the tables. And from the doorway, you can see a Pokemon you have never seen before.
He would just scowl at them.
Yeah, you can see that they have that weird armband again.
That would definitely get even deeper of a scowl. Because he's tired of seeing the repeating image.
Eventually, you can see Lupus or like walk past them and just look at them and be like, that wasn't too necessary. Droppy just sighs and says, well, I guess the cavalry is here for you.
Cavalry.
Hmm?
If that's what you...
What are you talking about, Garchomp?
No, what are you talking about?
Huh?
What do you mean by the cavalry is here to save?
They Savior said to get you. Anyway, you should probably go with them. You're causing trouble to my bar.
I didn't cause any trouble until someone shot a ball of energy at me.
Droppy just sighs. Yeah. Lucas walks up to you and just says, Garchomp.
I want nothing to do with you.
That hurts her, by the way. but she puts on a very strong mask, looks at you and says, Garchomp, it's time for you to go. To go back home.
The only going that I want to do is going out of this dream.
She's going to look down and says, Lupus wishes she could leave this dream as well.
If only you knew. He's gonna like just look around for the first drink he can just grab and do exactly that.
Yeah, you can grab a drink, and Drapier just looks at it and says, Garchomp, please don't cause more trouble.
He blatantly ignores Drapian and just downs the first drink he can find.
Alright, do me a wit check.
He doesn't want to deal with this bullshit. He just wants to get out of here. Slightly better.
Alright, Garchomp.
Yes.
Finally, you down it. You look around. The last thing that you see before you go unconscious is Lupus looking at you disappointed.
This is...
So, Garchomp,
Yes.
you will eventually awaken. You have a headache. Pretty bad one, by the way. Like, 100% not fun. 0 out of 10 would never want to have this headache again.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
He's just going to like just groan a bit.
So you awaken in a somewhat familiar place, actually, for you. Finally, something familiar. Yeah, you've been here before. You know the smells, you know the sounds, you know where you are.
Am I back in that cottage?
No,
Meow sticks.
no,
Or
you're
that Glammeows.
yeah, you're at Glumnia. No, you're actually not at Glumnia.
He would kind of just sit up and look around.
Find her. There she is. You can you find yourself in the medical area, and Audino is currently in the process of treating another Pokemon. You can see that she actually has a new nurse's outfit. She also looks a little bit older. The Pokemon she's treating is actually it is actually Eradicate, who looks like he's gotten some kind of ice attack into them.
Like they got attacked by an ice attack.
Yeah.
You
can see that Audino is treating them with the same, well, both seriousness but also gentleness that she usually does. She's just going to sigh to herself when she's done. Then she's just going to sit at the table. She looks tired. So to be honest, you don't remember the last time you saw her not tired, so that kind of fits.
Yeah. Under his breath, he's just gonna like look down and just kind of mutter, saying, "Is this what you'd like to do? Play with Pokemon's memories?"
Audino's ear moves. She turns towards her and says, "Oh, you're awake."
He's just gonna wave a dismissive wing at her.
She's going to grab a little bottle, and she's going to go towards you, and she's gonna offer to, "Here you go, please drink this now that you're awake."
He's just gonna push it back at her.
It's gonna help against the headache, though.
I don't want anything from you. You're not out now.
He's going to sigh and just say, "Look, Garchomp, I'm really sorry, alright? But Rob, everyone cares about you, alright? You cannot push them away.
Yes, I totally can't push away figments of my imagination forced into my head by a crazed Hypno.
She's going to take one of your claws and put it against her chest and then say, "Is this a figment of your imagination?"
He rolls his eyes and just says, "Psychic Pokemon can create any sort of feeling."
She tells her, I'm not a psychic book.
He's just gonna sigh and say, "Okay, you can stop trying to play Audino, Hypno. That's enough." Just kind of looking upward.
Odina's just looking at you and she's like, "Garchomp, please, you are worrying everyone."
Yes, I'm so concerned about all the figments of my imagination forced into my head that I'm worrying.
Sighs, I do not know what to do. Ever since she just stops herself.
He just kind of like focuses on her again and says, "Now that I think about it, a psychic Pokemon, the Hypno, this is all his dreamscape, so obviously he's controlling you directly, so why don't you just talk to me yourself, Hypno, instead of trying to talk through my friends?"
I do not know this Hypno you're talking about, Garchomp.
Don't play that game with me, Hypno, just talk to me yourself.
She's just going to sigh and say, "Would it help if I've spoken to the guild master here? Maybe they could. I know it is difficult right now, but we could maybe make it so that you could go to your family. Would that help?"
He just like lowers his head and rests it in his wings and just like sighs frustratedly. Why are you making me do this?
I am. Alright, Garchomp, have it your way. You cannot keep running away from what happened, alright? It is not anyone's fault. It is not even your fault. I'm tired. I've been treating our warriors for cycles at this point, and dealing with you is not helping.
Yeah, all those made up cycles, sure, yeah.
You cannot just keep running away from reality.
Sure, I'll play along with your little game. What
Garchomp,
could have possibly
Garchomp,
happened?
I don't care about what you have to say right now. I'm tired, alright?
Yeah, and I don't care what a figment of my head has to say either.
Yeah. Figment of whatever. Please, just. Haxorus wasn't your fault. What happened wasn't your fault. None of this was your fault. You did the best you could. You did the destiny. You helped the humans. It was and then it was over. You became a hero, and now
He does kind of growl quietly at the mention of Haxorus.
I'm just sorry, okay?
Go on, do tell me what has happened to Haxorus.
She touches her hand and says, I'm sorry, I don't want to make your mental state worse. I'm good with treating the body, I'm not very good with treating the mind.
The only thing wrong with my mental state is I got a Pokemon invading all my memories, but yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and let's see what little story he's concocted up. Go on, tell me what happened to Haxorus.
He's going to sigh, he's going to walk away from you, slide over the chair and sit in the chair in front of you. She puts her hands together and she looks at you. It's like she's looking for a way how to say this, knowing that you could get violent.
He just stares quietly.
Alright, Garchomp. I guess I have to open that wound. So, remember how you turned Cosmoem into Lunala, saved the world?
And just like roll his eyes at that, knowing that it hasn't been done yet, but he'll just nod along anyway.
Well, it turns out that now some Pokemon would tell you that that would have actually been a better reality where we would have actually failed. A bigger problem was brewing over the horizon.
On.
Well, you remember... Well, you probably don't. You have been in a weird stupor for the past 8 cycles. She's yet again just looking for words. See... Things have happened, and the Pokemon of our guild here, the Eevee, that was a human, they've indirectly instigated a horrible conflict. Conflict that has shaken our world forever. And in this conflict, your mate has fallen. It wasn't your fault.
He just draws a deep breath and then exhales and just continues listening.
We have been in this conflict with Glacian for so many cycles. I've honestly lost track. I've had so many Pokemon under my hands. And I'm tired, alright? I'm dealing with so much. Basically every day I have Pokemon here with things that I do not even know how to properly fix. I just usually just whisper to them and hope that they're gonna get better at this point. The Pokemon currently born that are just part of this crazy Lucario's idea on how to end this conflict quickly. And I'm just tired, alright? I usually don't complain, alright? But like, can I complain right now? Is it okay? Is it okay for the first time?
He just shrugs, says, I don't care.
Why do you not care? You actually have not cared for cycles now. You have basically just locked yourself inside you.
He just shakes his head.
We all worry about you, you know? That's why we are keeping you here instead of putting you somewhere far away.
Yeah, maybe the real Audino might worry for me. Maybe the real Lupus might worry for me.
We are real.
He just rolls his eyes. And
You are
those are
real.
the Pokemon I care for.
Garchomp, you are real. We are real. Everything is real. I have seen so many of our warriors be in a similar situation as you. We've seen it so much, and I hate that I cannot help.
He just shakes his head again.
She offers you the bottle and just says, please drink. Can at least elevate the pain a little bit.
He just stares at it. And then he just kind of like just sighs and says, "None of this makes sense. What are you trying to tell me?" He doesn't actually say that specifically to her. He just like says that as if addressing no one in particular.
She's just considering there's only 2 Pokemon here. She's just gonna say, "What are you talking about? I don't know in what language I could say this anymore. How to get through that fixed skull of yours. Sometimes I'm wondering if you have taken a little too many beatings on the continent of sand."
Why would I ever go back to the con? Say.
Because you were trying to help Lucaria. To stop this entire nonsense that has been going on for cycles.
And where is this Eevee that started whatever this is?
She's going to look at her hands and says, "Behind the guild house." You can definitely see that she just like squeezes one of her hands a little bit when she says that.
When you say behind, are you saying?
She's just gonna
Very.
nod. She doesn't even let you finish.
He just sighs again.
Just quiet, just looking at the ground right now.
He's kind of just doing the same, but just looking for a way out of this.
After a few moments, she's just gonna look at you and say, "I cannot hold you here, Garchomp. You're free to go. But, just don't do anything stupid, or I swear you are taking the few cycles I still have left in me away from me every time I have you here. Do you have any idea how many times we have had this conversation?"
He just looks at her.
It never gets easy.
And then he kind of just mutters under his breath, "This conversation didn't even exist." And then he just stands up and starts walking towards the door.
Doesn't stop you, she's just still sitting in that chair, just looking down.
And he's just gonna step outside.
Yeah, you find yourself in, in front of your clinic, and it's still snowing.
With a deep breath, he's starting to run out of things that he can think of to do. Because he's not sure, like, what Hypno wants from him. And after a bit, he'd start heading back towards Glameow's place.
Well, your place.
Yeah.
Right.
What he would see is Glameow's place, I suppose.
So, you make your way there. And yeah, the front door has this like a little Haxorus theme. You can see the Haxorus blades kind of like looking like the 2 sides of the door. It's actually kind of adorable.
That would definitely like kind of make him a little angry. Especially considering that Hypno is trying to play his. He feels that Hypno is trying to play his feelings here. In that like forcing him to think that Fracture is dead, or as in this alternate universe where she had become Haxorus. He's just gonna physically kick the door in.
Okay. You kick it open. And then when you do it, you hear that weird, like, chime again.
Yep, that's what he's going for.
You going towards the chime?
Yes.
I
And
don't-
as he is, he's just saying, let's get this stupid shit over with.
Yeah? And what you can only guess is a living room. You can see Hypno sitting at a table, drinking tea.
He's going to approach Hypno.
Hypno is just going to look at you and say, before you commit violence upon me, just know that you cannot do anything to me.
Oh, I'm 100% aware. This little dreamscape. Obviously, I can't hurt a figment of you.
Oh, it's
I'm
because...
not that stupid.
Oh. I mean, you still think that you're in a dream, so you're pretty stupid.
Yeah, because you can totally just jump me some cycles in the future that don't exist.
He's going to move tea towards you and say, please, sit down.
He slaps it aside.
So connected you are to the Garchomp within you.
I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with this.
Oh,
And in fact, I'll have you know, I actually had a good cap on my Garchomp instincts until you and that stupid human came along.
yes. I will agree that he is rather stupid. We are all stupid, aren't we?
He just nods and like just pokes his chest and says, I didn't want any of this. This is all Toucanon's idea, this stupid therapy. I don't...
Hypno is going to take a sip of the tea, look out of the window and say, I'm very certain that none of the Pokemon outside wanted any of this.
Yes, none of them wanted this little
He is going to look at you while you are
story
talking.
you made up.
And he's just gonna say, but fate very commonly doesn't do what we want it to do.
Huh?
I feel like I need to introduce myself properly now. Because,
I've seen you Hypnos before. You're all the same.
oh, are we?
Invading people's minds. Looking in at things that you shouldn't, he says with a growl.
Oh, are you acting this way towards that SPN? Does it too?
That's... When you live around someone long enough, you get used to it. But at least she didn't pry into things and create fake images of all my friends to try to sway me towards some sort of agenda. What do you want? Me to be a nicer Garchomp?
I mean,
Do you want me to like my friends more?
Garchomp. That is not actually what I want doesn't matter. What you want matters.
What I want, that matters right now, is to get out of here. I don't... Whatever this illusion is, I want out.
Oh, I guess I should probably start then. So I'm Hypno. I have trained under Master Zatu of the continent of air. The one who sees the future. The one who sees what cannot be seen. My capabilities are not as great as his, but I can give you visions through the dreams. What you are seeing around you is not actually a dream, Garchomp. It is a vision. When I touch upon your soul, spirit, your life essence, Arceus has given me a vision and I'm giving it to you.
Vision, dream, it's all the same.
Explain it to someone of low intellectual capability. What I'm talking about is what is happening out there is what will happen in.
You say that like the future is set in stone.
It is. Well, a future is an interesting thing, you see. I'm not like Master Zatu. Do not see future as a road. I see it more as a hazy, foggy dream. But I can hyper-focus this dream to the dreams of others. That is my gift, given by Arceus.
Yeah, well, suffice it to say, I don't trust prophecies. I don't believe in set futures. And I don't care what you say about it being destined or the future.
Just going to take a sip of the tea. Originally, I was hoping that I would give you therapy. You seem to have quite a lot of conflict. Conflict between yourself and yourself. Two different Garchomps. Two of the same Pokesh. But then when I touched your spirit, I saw something that needed to be seen. I cannot experience it myself, but I can experience it through you.
You're not making sense.
I know that this doesn't make a... Sorry. It is a gift, yet it is also a curse. That's why I wanted to help you, but a much more important thing has shown itself when I tried to help.
All you've done is make things worse.
Yes, I'm aware.
If you're so aware, then get me out of here.
That would be very, This opportunity must not be wasted, Garchomp. What have you learned? Is there a way to prevent this future?
He just shakes his head and says, I already told you, I don't believe in set futures. Whatever this is just your stupid dream.
Garchomp, please, cooperate.
I don't want anything to do with you. Why would I cooperate with you? I don't want anything to do with you, and I don't even want anything to do with the bird anymore. He forced this upon me with your help. Why would I want anything to do with either of you?
Just going to touch his chest and say, then I guess it was a mistake praying for you.
Is it so much to ask to just be able to live my own life without being influenced by Pokemon like you? He says, pointing at him again, poking him in the chest.
But Garchomp, you have influenced other people's lives as well. We all influence each other. That is how life is.
And?
There is no end. All things.
And just what is it that you expect me to do? Get down on my knees and pray for your help?
No. If anything, that's what I'm doing right now. You.
And what could you possibly want from me? You don't even know me other than what you've reaped through my memories.
Oh, None of that is. It is true that I have seen your memories and I have seen mine, but still do not realize that everything that you have seen outside, that is not a dream. I have not constructed this.
I am aware. It's whatever this dumb idea of the future is that you think is gonna happen.
I don't think anything right now. It is a string of cloth. A single string. A horrifying cold one. One that fills me with dread.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to prevent this?
I cannot make you do anything.
Well, apparently you can. Because it didn't stop you from putting me to sleep and forcing me to be here.
Yes, it is true that I did force you to that. But I cannot force you to do anything. I can force you to sleep, but I cannot force you to do something that...
Exactly. You know, maybe if you or Toucan would have asked more and given me the time to decide what I wanted to do, I might have been more willing towards this.
To be
But there's
honest,
nothing more that I hate than being forced to do this.
oh, but it wasn't actually him or me who forced this. It was actually the fracture that forced it, by getting violent in my clinic. The only thing I could do is put her to sleep.
Oh, and you didn't see me going to separate them. You just happened to miss that little tidbit, did you?
It's good to shake his head as I didn't miss it. I just reacted. I am as a Pokemon now.
And how poorly you reacted. And you made everything so much worse. Just let me out of here.
Would you let your anger destroy the support, Garchomp?
Opportunity for what? For you to lecture me?
I am not here to lecture. I can give my
For you to-
opinion, yes, but I cannot lecture.
I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want anything to do with you.
Right? Yeah. We do not do him so. Well, I guess I have chosen poor. I'm sorry that you are good in yours.
You psychics always have to be so cryptic about everything.
I'm not being cryptic. You are just not trying to listen.
No, you are being cryptic. Oh, I chose poorly. What the hell do you mean by that?
When I've touched your spirit, I've seen this vision, and I projected it for you, hoping that you will find some kind of way how to prevent this. And I put a lot of faith in you.
None of this is real.
It is real.
What am I supposed to do? Go out of my way to stop whatever this is in this little dream? I can't even get to Treasure City.
Yes, sadly I am not Master Zatu. My capabilities of this ability are very limited. If anything, I wish Master Zatu would be here so that he could tell me how to do this better and maybe to see through your eyes when you are going around so that I can actually witness it.
He's just gonna sigh, sit down, and say, then why don't you start by just letting us live our lives? showing me the future and forcing me into this, if not dreamscape, this attempt at a future. He like lifts his wings and makes air quotes, futurescape. Don't show this to me. I don't. Whatever happens, happens.
Do you wish to not remember this interaction?
He's just gonna shake his head and say, "No, I am perfectly fine remembering everything. I'm done with you psychic types messing with my memories."
Well, I hope that either Agron or Toucanon or the others.
He actually like groans at the mention of Toucanon. Yeah, as if he could do anything more.
Well, you have not been very helpful.
And just what would you expect me to do here? Wander around, talk to my friends,
Find information. Anything.
find information in a world that doesn't exist.
See, there's the problem. You do not believe that this exists. You do not understand that you are on a line. That there is a road that you cannot go anywhere, otherwise you could fall and vanish. That there is only fog, and in the fog, there's only a line of lights, and anything else is just a fog.
If that's your way of saying that I have to fulfill my destiny or I have to follow this path to this future, you're wrong. I live my own life, and I will see to my own future.
Again, indeed.
And it damn sure won't be any future you or Zatu or even Arceus himself tell me that it's going to be.
He's going to actually point at you for the first time, having any kind of like actual reaction. He's gonna say, "Be careful about putting his name in your mouth. He's created you just like he has created all of us."
Yeah, and that's gone so well, hasn't it?
He's just going to look down and says, "It is actually our sins that have."
Yeah, well, in the end, it's my future, and I'm going to control it how I see fit. And no visions you're going to show me are going to change the fact that I drive my own life.
He's agreed to not to himself, says, "Find someone else." Now that I have seen what I have seen, I feel like it is my duty to prevent this.
Whatever this is,
the,
it's not going to happen.
It will. You don't
He
do
shakes
anything.
his head. It's not. None of this is going to happen.
I feel like this conversation is over. Sorry that this has happened to you, Garchomp, and I hope that in the future you will find it within yourself to understand that I did the best I could. And yeah,
He
just going to extend his hand and point at you. And then you fall asleep.
I'm just gonna say, Garchomp is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Well, so like I said before, it's mostly that I can only make him like me so much without making him be me, and I don't want him to be me.
You gotta remember, there's a little part of you in every character you make.
Oh, I know, and I've been leaning too heavily on that part of me in Garchomp up to this point, and it wouldn't really make sense for his character if I were to like react to this situation the way that I personally would.
Hey, Garchomp, you broke
Yeah.
Lupus's leg.
No, I didn't. No.
You heard
You broke a
Lupus.
future Lupus's leg.
You heard Lupus.
That's not really Lupus.
You heard the feelings of Odino.
Nope. Those are just figments of them, not the actual Lupus, not the actual Aldino.
Hypno put his faith within you, and you have denied it.
It's chances are it's actually probably not misplaced the way he thinks it is. Garchomp just doesn't want anything to do with Hypno at all, and whatever like the future vision he's showing him, he wanted to drive it himself, and yet like the reason why he's being such a dick is because he is absolutely livid that he was forced to do this. So yeah, he's being an absolute dick because, I mean, his choice was taken away. That's something that Garchomp in particular values more than anything.
So, I have a question. How is Aries feeling about the fact that Garchomp just ruined this incredibly powerful tool of information that Lucario and Aries as Eevee could have used to prevent everything from happening?
Well, me personally, I wouldn't really know what to think if I were to be watching him doing this. Because I'm definitely a firm believer in, there's no set future.
Well, Lucario would probably have quite a conversation about that with you. Considering how many different timelines he went through and how much his butterfly affected the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that every action has an equal opposite reaction. Obviously, that's literally Murphy's Law. But honestly, I personally don't really know what to think, because with me being in this situation, personally, I wouldn't really know how to like interact, because as much information as I can possibly gather, like, what's the point in that if the future could easily just change and then all that information is useless?
Well, in the words of Kreia from Knights of the Old Republic 2, all I can say is apathy is death. Alright.
Yeah.
You can flip the table, by the way.
Okay. Because personally, I see the future as many strands.
Yeah,
there's
but there's
an
still
un-
strands.
Oh yeah, I understand, but
You need to do something to not be on the strand of bad.
well, who's to say that I haven't already?
Hypno doesn't see it that way. Hypno sees that he just gave you opportunity of a lifetime and you completely denied it.
Well, so that's what I was saying is like, that was me personally. Yeah, Garchomp denied it, of course, because he doesn't really care. He doesn't want anything to do with psychic Pokemon, and as far as he sees, this is all just some illusion to try to make him a better Pokemon.
Oh, but he told you he's not actually trying to make you a better Pokemon. He tried at the start, but then
Yeah, but Garchomp doesn't trust psychics, so it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter what
exactly.
they say.
That's what I'm getting at, is he doesn't believe a word that Hypno's saying about that.
It's okay. Now he's going to change tactics, and with Toucanon and Agron, he's gonna be extremely direct with them as much as he possibly can.
Man, what would this have been like if I'd been able to go first?
Well, we will have to find out. Anyway, everyone, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.